Welcome to the Cohen Veterans Bioscience Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Knowledge Map, powered by Exaptive. In our last video, we started getting a better idea of what kind of connections can be made among the entities in our working set. We clicked on the Entities button to see how many connections each entity has. We looked at the Entity by Function breakdown to see the context of those connections, and we clicked on the Entity by Entity Paths button, which brought up this chart, which tells us how many connections there are between each pair of entities and how long the average paths are to reach one entity from another. Remember, our paths travel through the primary literature and review articles in our ever-growing research space. Let's go back to our view with the Entities button. Now, when I click on Cell Aging, watch what comes up. Everything shifts to the left, and now my working set panel is on the left, and I have this new space on the right that is an interactive network diagram, where we can investigate the connections for cell aging. As you see under the word Zoom, here we have a slider that lets us adjust the view of our network diagram. We can also click and drag the screen around, and these nodes will go where you tell them to. So as soon as you click and drag a node, it will be stuck in that space where you pin it. All the nodes are nicely labeled for us, and our Zap loves to help us organize by color. So my nodes for cell aging and PTSD are yellow because they are part of my working set. The entities with gray nodes are not part of the working set. But watch this. By double-clicking on this node, I've added it to our working set, and I have a fresh new set of data to explore. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll keep things as simple as possible, so we'll just X this back out of our working set bar at the top of the screen. Now the shape of our nodes also indicates something. In this example, they're all circles, so if we click on the question mark here and pull up our information menu, you'll see, if you get a rhombus node, that means there is an abundance of this substance or abundance of this condition in the research. A triangle node indicates relevance to a biological process or pathway. A square indicates the literature recorded a transformation, and a circle indicates connections within the context of more than one of these categories. Our network diagram is laid out this way because we are looking at the path analysis panel in the default view, which says color connections by relationship, and connection width should correspond to the number of citations that support the connection. In our next video, we'll take a look at our options for displaying the connections, and we'll look at how those connections are represented in the lines of our network diagram.